So today I'm going to be doing my 2023-2024 NFL playoff predictions. So I'm just going to get right into it and start with the AFC. So the first game we have is the Buffalo Bills hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. For this game, most people have the Bills destroying the Steelers and just not even being close. I do think it will be close, though. I do think the Buffalo Bills will win, but I think it will be close. A lot closer than most people think. And the Steelers, I feel like all their games are close. You know what I mean? A lot of their games are just close, whether they win or lose. They just always seem to be in close games. So even without TJ Watt, I think the game will be close. But I do think the Bills will win, but by single digits. Okay, then moving on to the next game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Miami Dolphins. So for that game, it's going to be 0 degrees outside. Most people are picking the Chiefs. And just like the Bills won, I do think the Chiefs are going to win. But I think it is also going to be close. I mean, I think a lot of people do think it will be close, but Miami's just not used to the weather. And neither is Kansas City, though. But I just think Kansas City is a better overall team, and they're more used to cold weather than the Miami is, because Miami plays in 70 degree weather or higher every single week. So, okay, and then moving on to the next game, we have Texans versus Browns. I think most people think it's going to be a pretty good game. I've seen some people pick both. So, for me personally, I'm going to pick Cleveland Browns to go into Texan Stadium and win. They're more experienced. Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl, and they were in the playoffs a couple of years ago. They definitely beat Pittsburgh. I think that might have been the only time they were in the playoffs, but they have a little bit of experience, and I think they're just a better overall team. They beat them a couple weeks ago, but that doesn't really matter that much because Stroud wasn't playing. Nico, I'm pretty sure, got injured first quarter or something. But I just think they're the better team overall anyway. So okay, and then I'm gonna do the NFC. I'm gonna go round by round. Okay, so for the NFC, I'm starting with the 2 versus 7 also. We have Dallas Cowboys hosting the Green Bay Packers. I know you might call me biased because I am an Eagles fan, but I think the Packers go in and beat Dallas. The Packers just own Dallas. I mean, unless it was just Aaron Rodgers that owns Dallas, but I think it's the whole franchise. And Dallas is just playoff chokers. We all know that. It's an annual occurrence. It happens every single year in either their wild card or maximum divisional round. So I think the Dallas Cowboys choked their first game at home this year. Actually, I mean, technically their second game at home, because they literally lost to the Lions, but they called it a win. So their second loss at home this year will be to the Green Bay Packers, and then the Packers will move on and play San Francisco in the second round. Okay, and then the second game, LA versus Lions, or LA Rams, I guess, because there's 2 LA teams. But okay, so for that game, I think that both of them have great offenses, but not the best defenses. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring shootout type of game. And I do think, similar to the Texans game, I think the Rams just have more experience. And they've been there. They won a Super Bowl just 2 years ago. So I think that the Rams are going to win that game. They have a similar team to 2 years ago, just with a few more young pieces. And, they lost a lot of the veteran guys that helped them win the Super Bowl. But, they still have their 3 main guys, Aaron Donald, Stafford, and Kupp, with some nice young pieces like Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua. They're both very good. So I think they're going to win, but on the Lions, it's going to be close. It's going to be a shootout. Lions just don't have... I mean, I guess... they don't have as much experience, but... what's his name? The guy Stafford got traded for. Why did I forget? Goff. Goff was at a Super Bowl, but he played horribly. And that was, 6 years ago or 7 years ago at this point? Or 5 years ago, maybe? I don't know, but... It was Super Bowl 53, so 5 years ago, I guess. So he has experience, but the rest of the team is just really young besides him. So I'm taking the Rams. And then for the last game in the NFC, it's the Eagles versus Bucks. I'm gonna be taking the Eagles. I am an Eagles fan. I know they've been playing horribly, but the Bucks are if there's one team the Eagles can get back on track and get back to work. Get back to their original Eagles type form. I think it's the Buccaneers. I think they're the worst team in the playoffs. It's either the Eagles or the Bucks. Honestly, I guess we'll see. But I think the Eagles will go into Tampa Bay for the second time this year and beat them. Okay, then moving on back to the AFC. I'll start with the Bills versus Kansas City. This is the exact same spot it was 2 years ago, or 3 years ago now. I don't know. In that divisional round game, that crazy divisional round game that had 4 or 5 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. That was a crazy game. I'm pretty sure Bills were hosting that game. I'm not 100% sure though. And so it's basically the same thing. If not, it was just different home field. So I think it's gonna be another really good game similar to that one, except for maybe, obviously, you probably are not gonna get 5 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. But I think it's gonna be a good game. But this time I do think the Bills will win it, just barely, probably by a field goal, 27-24 or something like that. So just give me the Bills in that one. And then for Browns versus Ravens, Joe Flacco going against his former team. Both of them, or actually no, not both of them. Joe Flacco doesn't have much to prove, but Lamar has a lot to prove to make sure that because a lot of people still don't trust him. They say, oh, he's got to get done in the playoffs and stuff. I think that he's not going to get done. I think that the Browns go in to Baltimore and beat them. Don't call me crazy. I mean, you can call me crazy, I guess, but think about it. Lamar has not played football, or none of them have, in 3 weeks at that point. So that's a long time not playing football. I think they're going to be rusty. What I think is going to happen is Ravens will first quarter go down 10-0, or at least be down 7, at least, and then second quarter be down a little bit more, or maybe not by quarter, but I just think they're gonna get into a big deficit in the beginning because they're rusty, and then by the second half they'll shake off the rust, push to make a comeback, and it will be really close to the end. But I think that since Browns have a good defense, I think they'll hold them off enough because of their good start. I think they'll win the game. And then heading back over to the NFC, Eagles hosting the LA Rams, because all the road teams, I chose all the road teams to win for my prediction. So the Eagles will be hosting the LA Rams. Earlier in the season, the Eagles played them. I'm pretty sure it was in LA, though. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was in LA. The Eagles beat them by 9, I think. So, except for that Rams team was different then. They weren't as good. The Rams have been playing a lot better recently. I think there's it just depends. It's so hard to see with the Eagles. If the Eagles say the Eagles destroy the Bucks, somehow they get it back together, then I think the Eagles will win. But I honestly, at this point, I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm actually gonna pick the LA Rams to go into Philly and beat the Eagles. Obviously, I really hope not, but it's what I think is gonna happen. I'm doing my honest predictions. I'm trying not to be biased. You can call me biased for the picks I made in the first round of the wild card in the NFC, but with the Cowboys and Eagles and stuff. But I'm trying to do my honest predictions, so I'm picking the LA Rams. Then moving on to Packers versus San Fran. Another team Or wait, no, San Fran owns the Packers. Not, I was about to say. Yeah, okay. So yeah, the San Fran owns the Packers. I don't think it's gonna be much different, especially without Aaron Rodgers. So I don't think I need much explanation there. A lot of times when teams get big wins, like I think Green Bay will get a big win versus Dallas, knock off the 2 seed. They'll be partying and stuff, and then the next week I think they'll just fold over and probably get crushed by San Fran by like 20 points. Moving on back to the AFC Championship now. AFC is, what did I picked? Okay, I picked Cleveland versus Buffalo. I think that the Buffalo Bills are just going to end Browns' streak. The Browns are going to run out of magic, and Joe Flacco's going to run out of magic. I think it's the Bills' year, but I do think the Browns have a chance in that game because, like, say Josh Allen throws 2 picks and 3 picks. Browns have a great defense, so I think that could be possible with Josh Allen's turnovers. That if Josh Allen limits the turnovers to 1, maybe even 2, I think they're going to win the game. So that means the Bills go to Super Bowl. Then for the NFC Championship, LA Rams versus San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. Okay, we have San Fran in San Francisco versus the LA Rams. Just like 2 years ago it was in LA. So this time it's different. It's in San Francisco. That game was really close. Honestly, San Francisco should have won that game 2 years ago, but I forget his name. He didn't intercept it. What, bro? Bro, I'm literally dying out here. Okay, so that guy, I don't know his name. I'm pretty sure he got cut. I'm pretty sure the Eagles actually may have signed him, and then they cut him also. But he intercepted it, or he should have intercepted it. It went straight through his hands. Would have sealed the game. San Fran was up. I'm not sure how much, but they were up with 2 minutes left, and he would have intercepted it. So, yeah, I think it's going to be another really close game like that, but I think home field will really just help San Fran win that game, and I think San Fran's going to go to the Super Bowl. Okay, so 49ers versus Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl for Super Bowl 58. So for that game, I don't know who I'm going to pick. I mean, I'll definitely be rooting for the Bills, I'll tell you that. I don't like the 49ers. I mean, I don't hate them, but I don't like them that much. So, Bills, I mean, we'll see. I think Josh Allen is going to throw a lot of passing yards, but I think he's also going to have quite 2 interceptions maybe. It could be one of those games because San Fran defense is really good. So, and then Christian McCaffrey is probably going to run all over the Bills. The Bills don't have a great rushing defense. And Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in football. And 49ers have a great offensive line. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to go for so many yards, 100 plus, maybe 130 or something. He's just going to go off. I think he's getting Super Bowl MVP. I think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. As much as I don't want them to, I think they are. They're the best team in football right now. Or maybe Baltimore might be the best team in football, but upsets happen. And especially to a divisional team in the playoffs. So, it's either them or the Ravens, who are probably the best team right now. But the best team does not always win. Like last year, the Eagles were the best team in the league last year. They didn't win, though. And the year before that, LA was not best team in the league that year. But they won the Super Bowl. I think, who was the best team in the year? Maybe they were the best team in the league that year. I think it was probably the Buffalo Bills or Kansas City Chiefs probably that year. That was the best team, but neither of them won, so. The best team usually actually does not win. So I think the 49ers are first or second best team right now, but I mean, it's not like you can't win if you're the first best team, but I don't know. I'm just going to take the 49ers to win. This is my prediction, what's going to happen, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. And hopefully you're not mad at me. Don't get mad at me, please. I mean, if you want, just type your comment, I guess, but those are just my predictions. leave your thoughts in the comments below. Even, I mean, you can say whatever you want. It's fine. Just obviously, like, keep it, like, appropriate. Okay, so that's going to be it. Thank you for watching.